I finished school and I actually started working with my dad on movie sets. I started doing lighting, watching the qualified electricians. They really helped guide me to be where I am today because they were like, you're so young, you have so much time up your sleeve. I think that you should get your qualification while you're young and eager. I came to an end with my domestic apprenticeship because the company itself started to become a little bit dry. I obviously needed a new job. I wasn't able to work, putting my resume out to everywhere that I could, and I came across AEN's out of trade program. And I thought that was perfect for me because it was exactly my situation.
Someone becomes out of trade, they register on our website, they register their initial details, we'll give them a call, try and understand some of the reasons behind them being out of trade. We encourage them to go back to their TAFE training provider or their RTO so they can continue their training. And then we would go out to the network and say, if you've got any vacancies that match the description of this out of trader, you can have a conversation with them and try and recruit them and get them back into the workplace.
It's trying to have that personal interaction with someone so they feel comfortable in their learning and they also know that they're supporting the workplace plus a trade school. Career pathwise is really to gain an A grade, which gives people the capability to work in an industry that's always expanding and always changing.
In Victoria, we have a very close relationship with Gary Workman, who runs the AEN, and we've worked with him for many, many years. The Out of Trade program is a program that they run. One of the beautiful things about GTOs is that it's our job to keep apprentices in a job. So we specialize in that. We are essentially the employer of that apprentice, and we subcontract to them, hire them out to host employers. How that model works is beautiful because what happens when you've got an industry that is project specific like construction, that host employers can hire apprentices for whatever period of time, and when they're finished with the apprentice, they can hand them back to us, and it's our job to then put them back out into the workforce. So that obviously has a massive benefit when it comes to the continuity of their education, their employment, and their ability to actually complete their apprenticeship.
I remember seeing Paddy's name and knowing that it came from the Out of Trades program. Getting the call so fast was really exciting because I wanted to get back into my apprenticeship as fast as I could.
So when Tamiah joined us, we were able to get her on to a rather large site, being one of the data centres that were constructed in the western suburbs of Melbourne. That was through one of the larger contractors here in the same city. Her mind was blown, I think, given the scale and scope of a project such as that, whereas she was used to quite domestic and residential projects prior, and going to a data centre of that sort of size and a site of that size that has various entry points and hundreds of people on site in any given day, it was a really big experience for us.
I remember my first day, I was greeted with such a warm welcome, and finding out that there was about 1,400 people on the site was insane. And to be one of those people, it was just so much fun. It's one of the biggest jobs in Victoria.
With Frontline, our projects range from anything in the domestic space, which would be our smaller residential projects, right up to those said big build, sort of larger scale projects.
Only about 50% of apprentices complete their apprenticeship or traineeship. So there's a real issue there about making sure that we get the right young people, have the right match with the employer and continue through their apprenticeship that way.
Signing up for the AEN was so easy. I got a call back within a week and I started working within that week.
Any career pathway that people take is always going to have some left and right turns, and it's a bit of a roller coaster ride. So having an organisation like a GTO behind you that can support you every step of the way, and making sure that young women can see that the construction sector is a really good pathway and a career for them in the future. We need more young role models like that, and this is a great example of how we've pulled all those pieces together.